Yes, my name is Zellica Hassan. I was born Zellica Fazella in Broken Hill. I grew up like in the early days with the cameleers, and my dad, he came from the, came out here as a cameleer and worked in the outback of Australia with his camel teams.
I was born Janice Mahomet, the daughter, only child actually, of John and Agnes, and John was the son of Pierre Mahomet and Ruby Rita Stewart, and my grandfather was of Afghan or classed as Afghan heritage.
I think we're both proud of what they've done, and you know, we continue on doing it, you know, researching and searching into it.
It's like as if there's a, although the family ties are not there, it's a bond and a common interest between the two of us that we've both got that something to be proud of, and in our own little way we hang on to it. Grow old together.
And to know more so that we can pass it on to our children. And our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, which our great-grandchildren, not so much my children, they're older, but my great-grandchildren are going to ask questions when they get older, going to school, and people will be asking them why they've got different coloured skin and, you know, little things like that, or where did your dad come from, or where did your grandparents come from. They're going to be able to tell them in true words, because this is what this is all about, to give them the truth of what their grandfather was and where he came from, you know, because I think every child should know a little bit more about their culture, and I'm always proud to say to the children, well, your grandfather was an Afghan camel driver.
But the sad part is, those that could tell us, A, never told us, and B, they've passed on. Because if my grandfather was alive today, I would be on a daily basis of wanting to know more. And this is it, you see, those men never discussed very much with anybody apart from in their own little clique of men. They never explained anything, they never told anybody anything. They just came here with a job to do, and they just went off and they did it. And to the very best of their ability. Well, Thomas Elder owned stations up north, in through Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, and I think he had a couple in Victoria as well. And his main concern was getting the supplies through, not just food supplies, but timber, iron, bolts, nuts, whatever was wanted on the station. How was he going to get it around to his stations? He couldn't do it. The horses didn't have the stamina, the donkeys couldn't carry enough, and the bullocks were too big and too awkward. And so after a trip to Asia, where he first saw the camels, him and Charles Ducky then went over again apparently, and then that led them through into India. And this is where they saw the camels and their handlers also at work, plus the arid terrain that they had over in their own countries, that he thought this is, and he was a very forthright man, he could sort of see into the future, that he said, that's for me. I've got to get these men to come out and work for me.